All right, footy fans, welcome back to YTF Footy. I'll try and get through part two of round one tips as quick as we can. Now it's Tuesday, team lists have been announced. In the comments, let me know how you want me to do tips and the team list announcement, and run through just stats from last year and previous outings between two teams. Anyway, I'll get straight into it. First game, we have Knights at home taking on the Raiders. Knights will be Kalen Ponga at fullback. Wingers will be Greg Marju and Anari Tuala. Centers will be Dane Gagai and Bradman Best. Your halves will be 5'8" Tyson Gamble, number 7 Jackson Hastings. Your forwards will be Jacob Saifidi and Leo Thompson, and hooker will be Phoenix Crossland. Second row will be Tyson Frizzell in number 11. Number 12 will be Dylan Lucas. And lock will be Adam Elliott. Bench will be made up by number 14, Utility Jack Cogger. Number 15, Daniel Saifidi. Number 16, Jack Hetherington. And number 17, the bloke from the UK, Kai Pearce-Paul. Really looking forward to see how he goes in the NRL. It was pretty good for England in the World Cup last year. Also interested to see Will Price. He was also signed from the UK for the Knights. I'll just say this is my opinion. I'd prefer to see Hastings probably at 13 or 14 and Jack Cogger playing halfback. I think Jack Cogger was played really well for the Panthers when he filled in for Luai and for Cleary last year. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I'll move over to the Raiders. Starting at fullback will be Jordan Rapana. The wingers will be Nick Kotrick and Xavier Savage. Centers will be Matthew Tumako and Albert Hopewadi. Your halves will be 5'8" will be Ethan Strange. Halfback will be Jamal Fogarty. Front rows will be Josh Papali'i and Big Joseph Tarpany. Hooker will be Danny Levi. Second rows will be Hudson Young and Zach Hosking. And then another bloke signed from the UK, Morgan Smithies. Be good to see how he goes. Bench will be made up by number 14, Utility will be Tom Starling. Number 15, Emre Gula. And number 16, Arta Mariota. And number 17, Pasami Sulo. And that'll make up the interchange for the Raiders. So what do we got here? Out of 46 games, we have 23 wins for the Knights, 21 wins for the Raiders and 2 draws. 29th of July last year, we had Knights defeating the Raiders 28-6, and then on the 10th of September, Knights again beat the Raiders 30-28. I'll be tipping the Knights here. Just going by facts from last year, how well Knights played. Hopefully they can implement that again this year. And Knights were successful in both outings last year against the Raiders. So I'm really hoping that'll be a first tick for us. Anyway, move over to the next game. We have the Waz, up the Waz. John Cena, hurrah, up the Waz. Waz had an outstanding season last year, fell short. They haven't been talked about as much as probably I'd like to. I've seen Denon Kemp on the locker room have a little bit of a chat about the Waz because he believes that they haven't been spoke about as much as what they should. For mine, the signing of Capewell and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck back in the side, mate. They've even got Chanel Harris-Tavita playing in reserve grade, so that's saying a lot. Anyway, we'll quickly run through the Waz lineup. We have starting at fullback will be Tane Tuapiki. Wingers will be DWZ, Dylan Wateni Zalesniak, and Marcelo Montoya. Centers will be Rocco Berry and the always famous Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Man, that boy's put on some size and he puts on some hits in those trials. Really looking forward to seeing him back on the field in rugby league. Halves will be Luke Metcalf and Sean Johnson, be a halfback. Front rows will be Aiden Fanua Blake and Mitch Barnett. Hooker will be Wade Egan. Second rowers will be Jackson Ford and Luke Capewell, and lock will be Tohu Harris. Bench will be made up by utility number 14, Lussick. Number 15 will be Tom Ale. Number 16 will be Bunty Afoa, and number 17, Dylan Walker. Moving over to the Sharks, starting at fullback, we have Will Kennedy. Wingers will be Sione Katoa and Ronaldo Mulatalo. Centers will be Jesse Ramians and Sifa Talakai. Halves will be made up of 5'8" Braden Trindle, halfback Nico Hines. Front rows will be Orokin Kafusi and Royce Hunt, and Blake Brayley will be hooker. Centers. Second rows will be Britton Nakora, Teague Wilton, and then captain will be lock Cam McInnes. Bench will be made up by number 14, Dale Finucane. Number 15, Jack Williams. Number 16, Toby Rudolph. Number 17, Tom Hazelton. So last year, Sharks have the edge on the wins. Out of 44 games, we have 26 wins for the Sharks, 18 wins for the Waz. Last year, 16th of July, Waz defeated the Sharks 44-12. And then on 2nd of April, well, that was actually first. The first game was actually 2nd of April. Was that nail-biter 32-30 with an impressive comeback from the Warriors. I think they were down 22-0 or something. I'll get back to you on that, but it was an impressive comeback for Waz to win that. And then, yeah, the other outing was Waz defeating them 44-12. I think maybe Nico Hines is out in that game, I'm not sure. I will be taking the Waz because they're at home and I just like their side a lot better. Be a close game, be a tough game, but I'm tipping the Waz. Next game will be Storm and the Panthers. This is one game I did want to chat about. I'm not sure if any of you have watched the World Club Challenge. The controversial try that got Wigan the win. I don't know. Post what you think in the comments. Was it a try or wasn't a try? In my opinion, it was the worst try ever, and some biased refereeing from the UK ref and bunker, but footy's footy, can't do much about it. Shouldn't really leave it up to the refs. One thing I will say, Panthers lacked in attack very bad. You could tell that they were missing Jerome Luai and Stephen Crichton on that left edge. They had nothing. I think there was at least 5 times I've seen them just caught with the ball on the 5th tackle. There was no 5th tackle option. It's very worrying signs for the Panthers. But so in saying that, I've changed my tip. I did have Storm beating Panthers for the simple fact that Panthers last year lost the World Club Challenge and then went on in round 1 to lose against the Broncos 12-13. But I've seen team lists. I'll run through the team list. Luai is named, so as much as people don't like him, he is at the Panthers. He's great on that left edge. I'm not sure. Be interesting to see how they go if they are still missing Crichton. Crichton is a big game player. They do say that the Panthers just have someone else to slot in. In my opinion, it's a bit hard to just try and find a replacement for Critter. Anyway, we'll quickly get into it. Storm's lineup will be made up. Fullback will be Ryan Pappenhausen. Wingers will be Will Warbrick and Xavier Coates. Centers will be Remus Smith and Nick Meaney. Halves will be 5'8" Cam Munster, the Kiwi bro, Jerome Hughes at number 7. Front rows will be made up of Tui Kamakamika, number 8, Josh King, number 10. The always reliable Harry Grant at hooker, number 9. The second rows will be number 11, Joe Chan, and number 12, Ali Katoa. And number 13, lock, will be Trent Liero. Bench will be made up, number 14, Tyron Wishart, number 15, Christian Welsh, number 16, Chris Lewis, and number 17, Alec McDonald. Quickly over to the Panthers. Fullback will be Dylan Edwards. Wingers will be Sonny Turava and Brian To'o. Centers will be Isaac Targo and Taylor May. Halves will be 5'8" Jerome Luai. Nathan Cleary will be halfback. Front rowers will be Moses Leota and the big bopper James Fisher-Harris. Number 9, Luke Summerton will be hooker. I'm pretty sure Mitch Kenny's out. I'm not sure if he's suspended or injured. I will get back to you. I will do an updated thing tomorrow just with suspensions and injuries because it'll be too long to try and fit it all in one video. Second rows will be Luke Garner and Liam Martin, and the big tall bopper Isaiah Yeo will be lock for the Panthers. Panthers bench will be made up by number 14 Tyrone Peachy, number 15 Lindsay Smith, number 16 Liam Henry, and number 17 Matt Eisenhuth. Out of 44 games, Storm have 29 wins. This is since 1998. 29 wins to Panthers 15. Last year wasn't a good year for the Panthers, for Storm against the Panthers. 4th of August, 26 Panthers to Storm 6. And then 22nd of September was even worse. We had Panthers defeating the Storm 38-4. I did say I was going to tip against Panthers. With Luai back in the side, I find it a little bit hard to. You know, they are the premiership team. I think the game could go either way. Up to you who you tip, but I am changing my tip. No, I can't. Harry Grant's someone that's hard to go past. I just, with Paps back in the side too, but could be anyone's game. Should I stick with Storm? No, I'll stay faithful. We'll see how they go. We'll see how Panthers go with Luai back in the side. Anyway, next game, Eels taking on the Dogs. We'll run through the Eels lineup. Number 1, Clint Gutherson. The wingers will be Bailey Simpsonson and Sean Russell, number 5. Centers will be Will Penasini and Morgan Harper. Halves will be 5'8" Dylan Brown and your halfback Mitch Moses. Front rows will be the big bopper Regan Campbell-Gillard and Junior Polo. Number 9 will be Joey Lussick, hooker. Second rows will be Sean Lane, number 11, number 12 Bryce Cartwright, and lock will be Jermaine Hopgood. Eels bench will be made up by utility number 14 Brendan Hands, number 15 Ryan Madison, number 16 Joe Offahengawi, number 17 Kalal Matangi. We'll move over the Dogs lineup. Definitely a very different Dogs lineup from last year, and well, there's pretty much not a single person in that side from the 2021 roster. So yeah, anyway, we'll quickly run through the Dogs lineup. Fullback will be Blake Taff. Wingers will be Blake Wilson and Josh Adokar. Centers will be Jacob Kiraz and Critter, Stephen Crichton. Halves will be 5'8" Matt Burton, number 17, the veteran Drew Hutchinson. Interesting to see how he goes. Watched him in the halves. Definitely knew how to steer the team around. Didn't offer a lot in attack, but we'll see what happens. Front rows will be Max King and Pawasa Farmasili. Reed Marnie will be a hooker, number 9. Second rows will be number 11, Viliami Kikia, number 12, Jacob Preston, and the lock will be Jermaine Salmon. Dogs bench will be made up by utility number 14, Kurt Mann, number 15, Sam Hughes, number 16, Josh Curran, and number 17, Curtis Moran. Out of 51 games from 1998, Eels have the edge with 27 wins, and the Dogs 23 wins with 1 draw between the two sides. Dogs weren't very lucky against the Eels last year. On the 16th of April, we had the Eels defeating the Doggies 30-4, and then on the 12th of June, we had the Eels defeating the Dogs 34-12. I'll be honest, I'm interested to see if the Dogs can improve defensively this year. They did have a fairly reasonable defensive game in the trials against the Sharks, but there's only trials. Like I say every time, I still like to wait for the first 4 weeks of the competition to kick off just to see where teams are at and how they're playing. I'll be tipping the Eels in this one. It's pretty easy tip. Hopefully Doggies can surprise me and turn it around. Anyway, moving on to the second last game of the round. We have the Titans taking on the Dragons. I'll run through the Titans lineup. Fullback will be Keno Kinney. Your wingers will be Alofi Khan Pereira and Philip Sami. Centres will be Brian Kelly and AJ Brimson. Halves will be 5'8", Kieran Foran. Number 7 will be Tanner Boyd, your halfback. Front rows will be made up by Mo Fotuaika, number 8, and Big Tino Fasua Mawali will be number 10. Number 9 hooker will be Chris Randall. Second rows will be made up by Cleese Haas and 12 Bo Firma. And number 13, the signing from the Broncos, Keenan Palacia. Titans bench will be made up of number 14, Sam Verrills, number 15, Isaac Liu, number 16, Aaron Clark, number 17, Jamin Jaloff. Dragons fullback, we have Tyrrell Sloan. Wingers will be Zach Lomax and Mikala Ravawala. Centers will be Moses Sully and Jack Bird. Your halves will be 5'8", Kyle Flanagan and halfback Ben Hunt. Front rows will be made up by Francis Mola and Blake Laurie. Your hooker will be number 9, Jake Blittle. Second row is Tom Eisenhuth and Jaden Sewer. Your lock will be Jack DeBellin. Interchange will be made up by, I'm just going to call him Connor. I don't know how to pronounce his Muleason. I don't know. I'll get back to you on the pronunciation of his last name. He's a young guy coming up through the ranks through the Dragons. Number 15 Molo. Number 16, Vilami Fafida, and number 17, RFM, Ray Fatila Mariner. So, we had 29 games from 1998. Titans have only won 11, Dragons have won 18. 9th of April last year, we had Titans defeating the Dragons 20-18. And then on the 12th of March, so that was the first game is in March, 12th of March, we had Dragons defeating Titans 32-18, and then in April we had it turn around, Titans defeating the Dragons 20-18. I want to see how the Titans go this year under Des Hasler. I think they should go a lot better. Can they make the 8? In my opinion, they do have the forward pack to do it, but sort of the halves that are a little bit of a letdown. Tanner Boyd's a hit and a miss. Kieran Foran, you can rely on him, but he's starting to get a bit old, so could be injured, could get injured. I was really thinking the Dragons for an upset, being under Shane Flanagan now, but in the trials, their very first game against the Rabbits are disappointing. I think they got smoked. Only put 6 points on the board. They did turn it around the week after, but I'm pretty sure that was only against the Tigers. We'll go the Titans. It'll be a close game. I think the Titans should be able to edge it out being at home. So yeah, we'll tip the Titans in that one. Anyway, we'll move on to the very last game of the round. I'll do an updated video tomorrow, run through some injuries, suspensions, get your thoughts on the Leniu situation and what's going on there. Anyway, quickly get into it. We have the Finns taking on the Cowboys. Run through the Finns lineup. At fullback, we have Hammer Tabuai-Fidow. The wingers will be Jermaine Asako and Jack Bostock. Centres will be Herbie Farnworth and Tessie New. Halves will be 5'8", will be Cody Nikorima. Halfback, Sean O'Sullivan. Front row will be made up by the big bopper, Tom Flegler. Really like to see how he goes and lays a platform for the Dolphins, being there now. And the comments he made after leaving the Broncos. Anyway, Jesse Bromwich will be other front rower. Jeremy Marshall-King, he's a Kiwi. I like him. He's really been coming into that hooker role. Even his last year at the Dogs before he left. And then last year, 2023, I don't know if he can stay injury-free. Can't say he's my favourite hooker in the game, but he is up there. Like, I rate him as a top-tier hooker now. Anyway, second rows will be Felice Kafusi and number 12, Connolly Lemuelu. Or Lemuelu. Ray Stone will be number 13. Bench will be made up by number 14, Josh Kerr. Number 15, Max Plath. Number 16, Kenny Bromwich. Number 17, Mark Nichols. Cowboys side will be made up by fullback, Scotty Drinkwater. Wingers will be Cole Felt and Murray Tuolungi. Centres will be Valentine Holmes and Zach Labert. Halves will be Tom Dearden and halfback Chad Townsend. Front row will be made up by Jordan McLean and Jason Taumalolo. Your hooker will be Reece Robson. Second rows will be Helen Lukey and Jeremiah Nanai. And then the big, always faithful, reliable, gotta love his mullet, Ruby Cotter at 13. Bench will be made up by Jake Granville, Griffin Neem, number 15, Sam McIntyre, number 16, and then Finawaki will be number 17. Let's go back through all these, the history of these two teams. 2 games, a win each. April, we had the Finns defeating the Cowboys 32-12. And then later on in the year, last year, we had Cowboys defeating the Finns 34-10. I like the Finns because they're local. I went to many of their games last year. But Cowboys to me, I'll be tipping the Cowboys. I just hope they don't let me down. Hopefully they can lay down and start the year off good. Last year, I don't know, they were so up and down. Losing games they should have been winning. I don't know. Anyway, I really hope Cowboys can start the year off well. But in saying that, I really hope the Finns can go just as well because I've got a good soft spot for the Finns. Can't go past them. One thing I am a little bit confused about, I'm not sure why they signed. This is just my opinion, but, feel free to mention or, if you disagree with me, mention it in the comments. In my opinion, I'm not sure why they signed Jake Averillo. I'd really have Jake Averillo starting in the centres over Tessie New. You got 2 fantastic centres in there in Averillo and Farnworth. Farnworth, obviously, the better centre. I like the Finns choosing Bostock on the wing. He's so tall. He scored a fantastic try in the trials. It's a tough one. I do like Finn's forward pack better. In Jesse Bromwich and Flegler. Just because Taumalolo's starting to get on, and Jordan McLean, let's face it, could be his last season. Anyway, second row, I'll give the edge on the second row to Cowboys with Cotter and Nanai. That's why I'm sort of tipping towards the Cowboys. Should be a cracker of a game, anyone's game in my opinion. But yeah, we'll go the Cowboys. Yeah, so anything you like, if you want me to do it different, mention it in the comments. I will try and go through the videos as quickly as possible to get you the team list. Look out for shorts. I did forget to do a short because Billy Smith was a late inclusion for the Roosters, but yeah, I'll try and do, if there's like late inclusions, I'll do it as a short just so you can, so it's up, you know, don't have to sit there and go through a whole video, because hopefully there shouldn't be too many people that are getting left out. Like I said, I'll go through injuries and suspensions tomorrow. I'll do an updated video on suspensions and injuries tomorrow, and then we can have a little bit of a chat about the Leniu situation, Reece Walsh's little shoulder charge. Anyways, plenty to chat about. Any other stats or key figures or anything you want me to, you know, bring in the videos. Once that channel starts to get up and running, I do have plenty of plans for like podcasts, best 5 tries of the week, best 5 hit ups. We'll do some segments and stuff once the channel gets up and running properly. Make sure to like and subscribe. Share it with any of your mates that are into the footy. Anyway, peace out, footy fans.